Hello, everyone. I'm Dear Myrtle, your friend in genealogy. Welcome to Myrt's Journal, where you know that it's all about sharing one ancestral story, anecdote, silly thing, old phrases with an artifact that reminds us of that particular ancestor. This is the artifact, and it's looking crooked in this view, but it's not. It's an articulating frame that has a routed out edge right here. That's interesting detail, not just a solid piece of wood, rectangular. It has tapered legs. Notice that it's slightly thicker at the bottom than it is at the top. Tiny little itty bitty flathead screws. But this part, if you look closely, you can see this has been hand carved by my dad. So kind of cool thing. And this is, as I say, is his picture from about that time period. All right, let me read the little journal that goes with this, okay? I'll put this over here. There we go. All right, and this journal's been around for a while because I've used it as an example for making a spine or a little flip. This is a picture of my dad when he was in elementary school, which went all the way through what we consider middle school. So he went from the primary school to the high school. This journal goes with Dad's woodworking project from high school, that articulating picture frame. And I'm telling my grandchildren about this because they're not going to know the significance of this. Maybe Tannen, the one of my grandchildren that enjoys woodworking, he may be surprised at all this hand-carved part to it, but I digress. Now, my father loved woodworking and thought he wanted to make it his profession. His father dissuaded him from cabinet making in favor of becoming a doctor. So right after World War I and into that time period just before World War II, after we're experiencing the Depression here in the United States, who wouldn't want to have a son that was a doctor? But anyway, I think that what that request of my dad meant on the part of my grandfather was it was the reflection of those difficult times that he and my grandmother Myrtle went through in the early years of their marriage. Sometimes Cheryl's work was reported as being a teamster. He would get road building contracts where he would have to haul rocks and gravel, etc., or drive a draft horse and a wagon to do it. So yeah, Grandpa Cheryl encouraged Dad to become a doctor and take up woodworking as a hobby. So Dad's shop was the envy of all the neighbors. He had the right tool for every project, and he made things like a floating shelf long before IKEA came up with that plan, a corrugated fiberglass cover for the patio outside the TV room in their house at Overlake, and a retractable cover for the swimming pool. They had a half Olympic size swimming pool up there north of the home, between the home and the woods. So Dad was really smart. He made a cute little platform right by the door of his shop, so that as we were young marrieds who didn't have perfect toolkits, etc., if we needed to borrow a tool for a job, we just have to be sure and sign it out so he knew where it was. He didn't mind if we borrowed any of his tools. We just had to remember to sign them out. And for my grandchildren, there's your mom's, me, Grandma Pat, and my dad, Glen S. Player. That's how you're related to this great woodworking personage. All right, there's nothing left to do but to take this upstairs for the ceremonial placement in the old steamer trunk. So when my grandchildren finally get to come over, they can go exploring. So now we will have the ceremonial placement of my dad's hand-carved woodworking project from high school and the little mini journal and a photo of him from that time period. Don't worry, it's not the original. That's safely tucked away in a Hollinger box. Nothing left to say but happy family tree climbing and journaling, everybody. That's a wrap.